Welcome back to the RepRapGuru Prusa i3 video build guide. In this video, we'll be building the X-axis assembly. For this video, you'll need the extruder carriage, the X idler and X motor mount, the X motor, the pre-assembled extruder, the rods labeled number 13, all the hardware in the bag marked X motor plastics, which will contain 4 bolts and 4 washers used to attach the motor to the X motor mount, 2 5mm nuts used to drive the Z-axis, and a bolt with a nut used to drive the Z-axis activation height. And you will also need a Phillips screwdriver. So we'll start by taking the motor and placing it in the X motor mount. We'll do this by placing the motor on the flat side of the mount with the bearings on the other side. And then we're going to make sure that the side that the cable plugs into is facing the bottom of the X mount. And you can tell because the nut trap right here will be on top. We'll then take our 4 bolts with washers on them and feed them in until they thread into the motor. Once you're done, it should look like that and the motor should be firm in place. Now we're going to attach the extruder assembly with the extruder carriage. We'll do this with the included bolts on the extruder assembly. They should be sticking out of the top 2 holes on the top of the extruder motor. The top of the extruder mount is going to be in the direction of the 2 bearings as opposed to the 1. So you're going to want to orient it this way and attach the motor to the flat side. So go ahead and pull the bolts out and place the carriage on top. And then feed the bolts in through the back and screw them into the motor. Once you're done, it should look like this, and the extruder mount should be very firm on the extruder assembly. Now that we have that assembled, we're going to be placing everything on the smooth rods. We're going to begin by taking the idler end and placing the rods in the holes cut out for the rods. It should slide right in. Next, we're going to take the extruder assembly and slide that on. Careful not to scrape the ball bearings out on the inside. Just try and slide it in very straight. Once it's on, it should slide a little bit rough, but it'll free up over time. Next, we're going to place the 2 rods in the X motor end and push them together. Once they don't go in any further, they're as far as they should be. And then after that, we're going to take the 2 5mm nuts and put them in the nut traps at the top of each end. And then lastly, we're going to take this bolt and nut and place it in the extruder, the X motor side, facing down. This will be adjusted later to change the level height of the bed. So if your print is slightly off the bed, you can screw this up a little bit and the axis will lower down a little bit further as it holds. Then just put the nut on there to lock it in place. And you are set. That's it for this video. In the next video, we'll be building the X-axis end stop mount and putting it on the smooth rods.